is electric.
Hi everyone, welcome back for another energy update video for the month of May. It's been a great month here in Norfolk in the UK. Hope it has been where you are. Actually right now it's quite cold. It looks quite bright out of the window, but it's been raining most of the day. It was yesterday. It's been quite dark. So it looks like it's changed for the beginning of June. But May was pretty good. I'll share the stats with you in just a moment, but time to start with to give you an update of all of our different systems. What's been going on? Solar panels, right. Well, what I've been noticing with those is those end gable panels that we've got have been really working well because the sun's rising further into the east around this time of year. So we're getting a lot more generation first thing in the morning. What I've noticed is that we have a charged car, hot water's heated, batteries refilled, everything's done by 9 o'clock in the morning on a really sunny day. So yeah, those gable panels and the new panels on the garage have made a huge difference here, because they've tipped us over that balance of always just wanting a bit more power. Now we're in the position where we've always got more than we need, and we're always able to heat hot water. Well, apart from actually yesterday, because it was almost black. There was hardly any solar yesterday. But the solar panels are working really well. As a summary update, we've got 3 arrays now. 2.4 kilowatts on a Solaredge inverter, 3.9 kilowatts on a Solis inverter, both roof mounted facing south. Then we've got a dual aspect array on a Solis inverter, so it's 2 strings, one with 3 panels on the garage roof, one with 4 panels on the east gable. And like I said, those are working really well for us. If you missed it, I'll put that onto the screen now. The introduction included a little bit of drone footage showing all of our solar panels. I'll put that up again. I think it's nice to see the aspects and see how they all work together. But collectively, it has now transformed what we're doing on solar power wise. We've got more than we need. And if you've been following my videos, you know the long-term plan is to have an excess at this time of year. I don't mind feeding it into the grid because at some point I'll be energy trading. At some point I'll be making money for this export. Whereas at the moment, I'm not. At the moment, I'm not on an export tariff. So I'm getting paid for a deemed export on one of my arrays, but all of the rest we're not getting paid for. Battery-wise, this new Victron inverter with Pylontech batteries, that's working exceptionally well. It's now live, it's now working, it's working automatically. Until about the 20th of May, I was having to control it manually, so we're getting some benefit from it, but it wasn't quite working fully. Now it is working automatically. It's 95% there. We've still got some work to do on these damned grid meters and CT clips. It's the data and the monitoring that we need to sort out. But we'll get there in the end. We'll get this battery sorted. It will be working 100%. It's just annoying that it's not really the Victron side of things. It's not the batteries. It's just these damn CTs and grid meters. So we will get there and get it finished soon. So I'll keep updating you as to how it's going. But yeah, slow progress. Home Assistant wise, that's the central monitoring system that I'm using. It's Raspberry Pi based, I think, and it basically pulls in information through APIs from Myenergi, from Solis, from Solaredge, from Ecoflow for the temperature sensors. Remember those that I was trying to get working last month and the damned hub didn't work? Because I got some great recommendations through comments in the video, I bought a Sonoff Zigbee gateway, and that really did work plug and play. So a little USB stick that plugs into the Home Assistant box, that basically goes searching for Zigbee devices and these Ecoflow temperature and humidity sensors. They connect automatically, worked really easily. I've now got data available in Home Assistant for those. I'll put the chart up now. The sort of thing that I like seeing from these charts isn't the individual temperatures, it's the change over time. So you can see definitely which room between these 2 sensors is north facing and south facing. South facing, that's Charlotte's room, she gets a higher temperature and lower humidity. Our bedroom, which is north facing, we have a lower temperature and higher humidity. So what I'm looking for is to be able to react to those changes and turn heaters and dehumidifiers on and off automatically. So I'll get around to that eventually. Apologies to Mark, who's been helping me with this Home Assistant system. He keeps sending me good information and some advice on how to make things better, but I just don't get time to get around to do the programming for it. So yeah, things are really busy. This channel's taking off a little bit and there's a lot more messages coming through, so it's taking a lot more of my time. So I will get round to it, we will improve Home Assistant. The downside is it's all open source, so one of the problems that I've got at the moment is the BMW interface that gives me the mini data. that's actually gone offline. So it looks like BMW have made a change to their systems or servers, and it's now not compatible with the software. So we're waiting for the developer of that interface on Home Assistant to get it working again, if we can, because it's not an authorized use of that BMW connection. But I'm still loving Home Assistant. I definitely prefer using it to using the individual systems, having all the information in one place, as Charlotte just leaves the room, is really, really useful. I really do enjoy using Home Assistant because it's centralized and because I've got the live data through to the Victron unit. So yeah, I continue to recommend Home Assistant if you like programming, if you like complex systems, if you like fiddling with systems, then Home Assistant is a good thing to do. If you're just looking for a system that works and you just look at and never touch, it's not for you, I'm afraid. One of the big things that's happening this month is I've been getting quotations in for air conditioning systems. So air-to-air heat pump air conditioning system. So the idea is free cooling from the air conditioners in the summer because we've got an excess of solar energy, and heating with a COP value of probably around 3 or more from those units as well. So they are heaters as well. So we're going to install those and try to improve our electric heating ability. Last year, as you know, was the first year we tried just using electricity, not using the oil boiler at all, and that was successful. But it had some issues. It had issues with the amount of kilowatt hours we were using, and also our bathrooms weren't being heated very well. So the air conditioners are a step forward. I never did get the quotes in for the air source heat pump, and maybe now isn't the right time to go air source heat pump because the installers are really busy, they're charging quite a lot for their time, and I think until Octopus Energy start producing their own air source heat pumps and get the price down, then there's not going to really be that competition, so prices are still quite high. So air conditioning is what I'm going to go for, and I can't wait to have those quotes. We're looking at Mitsubishi MZS systems versus the Toshiba Heyori. So Wi-Fi connected, so I can schedule them to come on and off. I can integrate them into Home Assistant as well. So all of those great things. On top of that, we're implementing some hybrid immersion heaters into the bathroom radiators. When we did our heating test last year, the bathrooms were the problem. They were the cold rooms, we had no heaters in them, and it's mostly because you can't get electricity into the rooms. You can't have a plug, so I couldn't put a temporary heater in there. And I also tried infrared heaters, but I prefer the heat that comes off the radiator so we can have warm towels, and that helps with drying, etc. So what I'm looking for is to install immersions into there so that the central heating in theory still works for those radiators, we just won't use it, but we'll heat the water in the radiators using these immersions on timers, and one at least will be connected to this second output on the Eddi, so I can divert any excess solar, if we have it in the winter, over to that radiator or radiators. So yeah, next winter, this winter coming, should be a really good one for electric heating. We should have a good step forward on how we're heating our house. It should be more comfortable, it should be warmer, and we should be using less electric than we did last year. Even though we should have more energy and a bigger battery, it's all going to be working really, really well, apart from the energy tariff. I'm still on Octopus Go, on the Go Fast at 3-hour rate from 3:30 in the morning till 6:30 in the morning. That's 4.5 pence per kilowatt hour cheap rate, 16 pence per kilowatt hour all other times. So it's really, really cheap, but it's going to change in September, isn't it? And probably go up to 7.5 pence cheap rate, 35, 36, 37 pence, whatever it is on the all other times. And the standing charge is going to change as well. It's going to go up from 25p to at least 45 pence. So yeah, my bills are going to go up, but hopefully all these other changes I'm making, the solar panels and the battery, etc., are going to keep that price down. So I'm always looking forward to winter to see how we get on and see how well this system really, really works, because a lot of it is designed to give me an excess in summer that I can sell into the future. I'm not on a smart export guarantee system at the moment, but I will be at some point into the future, and then to give me more power, more cheap energy to heat our house with electricity in the winter. It's all part of the strategy, it's all part of the plan. The last piece of the jigsaw, the EV puzzle, is to get a second electric car. Susan and I need 2 cars because she often goes in one direction, I go off in the other direction, so we need 2 cars. But also we wanted to have 2, one as a short range mini electric for fun, and one that's more practical for longer distance journeys. And we've done it. We've ordered the second electric car. We've at last found a car that Susan not only likes, but loves. She's already named the car, so she has a relationship with the car before it's even arrived. And I'll tell you more about it at the end of the video. I'll probably do a separate video as well explaining why we've gone for this, because it's a bit left field. It's not what I thought I wanted. Yeah, it's just different, but I've changed my tune, I've changed my thought about what I wanted. Anyway, I'll cover that in a separate video, and I'll tell you at the end of this video what the car was. And if you're wondering what these people are doing, going backwards and forwards, I've got some roofers in to go up on the roof, clear some gutters. We've got some blocked gutters. All this rain we've had, it's been overflowing. My water butt isn't filling up properly. We're getting leaks, and it's all because of moss falling off the roof on the north side and blocking the gutters. So I'm putting some guards in over the top of the gutters, and we'll get that fixed as well. There's always house maintenance, isn't there? There's always stuff going on. Anyway, enough of the updates, time for the stats. Here's the data for the month of May. And the first chart is grid import, so May's figure is on the very right hand side, just 9.34 kilowatt hours this month. That compares to 190 kilowatt hours in March and 43 kilowatt hours in April. So that's just £9.20 for the monthly bill, including £7.75 for daily standing charges. Export back to the grid though is a record this month. 578 kilowatt hours went back to the grid. We really do need another electric car to help soak up all this solar power. This month we generated a massive 1.08 megawatt hours. I'm really pleased with generation, even though it was slightly lower than April. The breakdown for that was 538 kilowatt hours for the 3.9 kilowatt array, 304 kilowatt hours for the 2.4 Solaredge array, and 245 kilowatt hours for the new array that's on both the gable and the garage roof. Looking at previous May results, 2020 was a better year sunshine wise, but this year we actually generated more because of the extra new solar panels. To my great surprise, we have actually turned the electric heaters on during a few days in May. It's been cold enough. Now normally we wouldn't turn the oil boiler on, we definitely wouldn't do that. But because there's spare solar energy, because we've got a battery, because the heaters don't cost anything, it's very easy just to turn them on and keep as warm as you like, whenever you like. It's definitely been odd this month because our smart plugs have been recording not just heating devices, but also cooling. We've had the air conditioners on a couple of days. Temperatures got to over 22 degrees, so we felt like we could cool the house down. Again, plenty of solar energy to do it for free. So for both heating and cooling, that was just 25 kilowatt hours this month, compared to last month, April, 177 kilowatt hours. Hot water heating through the Myenergi Eddi device, that was 131 kilowatt hours. And charging the electric Mini, 157.6 kilowatt hours. That's from solar energy on the Zappi. But some public charging, we did go on holiday this month. We added 94 kilowatt hours and spent £25.19. That's 1,062 miles covered for the month in the electric Mini. If we'd have done those miles in Susan's petrol Mini at 50 miles to the gallon, that would have been £164, where we only spent £25.19. And finally, back to solar generation. You can see from this chart at the bottom on the day-by-day comparison, there were several days where we generated over 50 kilowatt hours. So very, very happy with those days. Even though we're exporting a large proportion of it, it gives us lots of flexibility of how to use the energy and when we can use it. But I note in the month, there's only a couple of days where we're under 20 kilowatt hours. So overall, very, very good month of May. One final chart of interest is grid import, looking at it day by day. May the 21st, that's when we got the battery working properly, and that's when we're consistently using under 0.2 of a kilowatt hour every day, well apart from one where I was doing some testing. As always, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope there's some useful information for you, and I look forward to your comments telling me how you've got on, what you're doing with your solar systems and all your electric components that make up your puzzle. Take care, see you again soon. Like I say, more videos coming soon. Bye for now. And as promised, our new electric car is going to be a Kia e-Soul. I bet you didn't see that coming, did you? 64 kilowatt hours, nice and familiar like my Kona electric. We're really looking forward to receiving this. More explanation to follow in another video, but yeah, Kia e-Soul, that's our second EV.